All right, what's up, everybody? Good morning. How's it going, TGIF? We are counting down to the weekend. If the weekend is your thing, I know a lot of folks work on the weekends, but if you don't, we made it. So good morning. This is our daily brew. We're going to talk. We got a lot of weather coming up. Lots of weather. Lots of weather to talk about. Storms brewing for next week again. Deja vu, Upper Gulf. It has been the year of the Groundhog Day for the Upper Gulf. A La Nina winter producing storms. So we got Miss Shelley over there handling things on the backside. Good morning. This is our daily brew. We talk about the weather. Our show is brought to you by our great friends at ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. Definitely need to hit it on the way home from work today if you live in Florida. They have a great aisle of salsa and chips. They have a lot of local Florida chips and salsa. I always end up filling the cart full of unneeded chips and salsa. And I did raid the chips last night. Julie hears me about midnight. She goes, "Yeah, I heard you eating those chips again last night." I get the munchies. It's always good to have chips in the cupboard for late night snacks. But anyway, that's our deal, man. We're going to talk weather and say hi to some folks. Good morning, Richard Reamer. Good morning, Bill Barber. Good morning, Greg. I'm heading to Daytona next week, Greg. Maybe hoping Monday. Getting a little work done on the camper. Good morning there, John. We got a new supporter over on YouTube, Miss Teresa Omer. Thank you. Morning, Tom Baffa. Cruise is coming along. Can't wait. Morning there, Laura. How's it going? All right, a couple fun things here we're going to talk about real quick. This is Louis, by the way. The man. All right, so we got storms to talk about. Let's talk about a couple things real quick. First and foremost, so we got our big cruise coming up, right? Any Brew Crew people that want to come over and hang out, we got a party Sunday the 12th. We have a shrimp boil at the Cape Canaveral area. So reach out on our Brew Crew. Reach out to Shelley if you want to come along and be a part of that. It's Sunday, March the 12th. It's open to all the Brew Crew people too, and the cruise people. So it'll be a fun day in the Cape. So there you go. There's that. I got my shirt on, by the way. Did you see the post last night? We got our Daytona NASCAR shirts in. I want to wear this thing every day. It is the coolest thing ever. It's got all our sponsors on it. This is what the crew is going to wear at Daytona. Now with Louis hair. But look at this thing. It's so awesome. Look at it. MWP right here. Mike's other page. I shared it last night, but I'm wearing it because we have a show. Let me show you this. So this is coming up. This was yesterday. If this is for you, Mr. Eric. Joe Facero does an awesome podcast weekly, Real Voices of the Game here, Productions. And they had me on their show yesterday, Man on Seconds, and another name for his broadcast. But so I had an awesome little segment yesterday. So if you're into podcasts, check it out. I linked it a couple places. You just do a search for Real Voices of the Game Productions. And it was cool. It was about 45 minutes to an hour. We talked about baseball. We talked about softball. We talked about NASCAR. We talked about weather. But great podcast dedicated to baseball mainly. But they had me on yesterday to talk about things. That was pretty cool. And then later today, I get to do this little show here, Out of the Groove. I'm going to be on there as a big NASCAR channel on YouTube, so that'll be posted later today. I'm kind of excited. That's why I got my shirt on. I'm doing that at 11 a.m. So we're going to be talking NASCAR because that's what we're doing next week. Going to Daytona. Excited about that. And there's my shirt from yesterday. There's me and me. Twins. But anyway, all right. Weather. We got a lot of weather to talk about. So let's get right down into it. So today and tomorrow, let's go back to, let's start out with what's happening today and tomorrow. So I posted this a little bit ago. We have future radar showing this. So this radar on your screen here, this is pretty much it. We got a coastal low. It's unbelievable looking at this thing, what it's going to look like. But basically, we have a stalled Gulf front right now, pumping in storms to the northeast part of Florida, lower Georgia today. It's going to get another little push from another little frontal line that's going to actually help it start getting some spinach. And we're going to have storms tomorrow in Florida to watch. We're in a yellow slight risk already. And this thing is going to end up bringing a lot of wind and nasty weather for the East Coast the next couple of days. And the big question is going to be, will any of this snow make the ground? And somebody posted a soil map. I appreciate that. Who was that? I did get the link, by the way. So thank you for the soil map. Whoever you were, that is the big question mark, for sure. I don't know. There's so many comments that pop in here. So yeah, I see spinach, John. It's a land cane over the weekend. It's a land cane. Oh, Steve Alexander, thanks, buddy. That is a big question, I know. It's so confusing right now. I have noticed the National Weather Service now is showing snow for Asheville and some other areas. Yesterday they didn't. So I think they're starting to really question, what's going to fall, if it's going to stick. It's not going to be a very long window, so it's probably, definitely going to snow. Whether or not it accumulates, no one knows. It's going to be really tricky. Mike E, yeah, what's up? I do love the road courses. What's up, Mr. James Fort? They've added a bunch of road courses on NASCAR. All right, so here's some other stuff I posted. Let's talk about a few things. I don't know how to get to my page here. Here's all my stuff I posted. So let's slow down. Let's go to this right here. Let me pull this up. And this is the Storm Prediction Center for today and tomorrow. So we have a dark green area. Could be some strong storms today brewing out of the Gulf of Mexico, as we see a lot with these linguini fronts. We call them linguini fronts because it reminds me of lingering. But tomorrow, when this thing gets a final little push through the state, we could see some stronger storms developing here off the Gulf here for the northern part of Florida. So that's something to definitely watch, just north of Orlando. But Tampa and Orlando are in the dark green, so it doesn't mean we're not going to get a strong squall line tomorrow. But Gulf Mexico, warmer than normal right now. The temperatures are definitely above average here in the Gulf, and this is helping fuel our storms. And that's why we're getting spring-style storms early, because primarily the Gulf. So there's that. Storms brewing. We got the today and tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday. It's all gone. Let's look more into that future radar real quick, because it's really interesting to show that. It only goes out 48 hours, the high resolution stuff, but it's really wild to look at this low pressure system starting to spin here. Let's go ahead and just pull it up right here. So this is it. So today we're going to have these storms today across northern Florida up into Georgia some. These are just pumping in off of that Gulf of Mexico. Then we get another push tomorrow. This is what's interesting. Look at this out here. This is tonight. It's going to start brewing out in that Gulf of Mexico, and this is what we're going to be watching tomorrow. And it's going to end up coming to shore overnight, possibly even early morning hours tonight into Saturday morning, and we're going to get another round. So that was the initial round, and then we'll start to see our coastal low starting to form here over the northern Gulf of Mexico, and we're going to see that spinach here. Actually, and here's another line. This is coming tomorrow afternoon. This is the main low now starting to take shape, and you can see it. There you go. They're out today, tomorrow. Then as we get to the day tomorrow, some of these storms are going to start impacting the East Coast, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, as these comes in off of the warm Atlantic. And you can just see that spinach. Look at that. Crazy, right? It's a land cane. We got a distinct a distinct low pressure over Georgia. And this is where it gets tricky. The models are having a hard time figuring out snow. Look at that, man. It's a land cane. Isn't that the most craziest thing you ever seen? Even the precipitable water showing the spin. Look at that. Isn't that nuts? It's the wildest thing I've ever seen. Look at that. This is what it's going to look like on satellite. Man, that's crazy. There's Sunday 6 a.m. This is all dry air. So, couple things. So, Sunday morning, we're going to have northern spinach, kind of like a nor'easter. We're going to have stuff rolling in from the northeast, off the Atlantic. This is all convection, North Carolina northward. This is dry air coming down from the north. What this also is going to bring is a ton of wind. It's going to be a very windy day across Florida and along the East Coast here. This is extremely shocking winds. So if you had any boating plans on Sunday, nope. Nope. It is going to be windy on Sunday. And that is because that low pressure system builds. And this is it. This is where it's at. This is Saturday night. Here's our low. Low pressure forming. But look at these Gulf winds. As we get into Sunday, these are strong winds rolling off the Gulf. We're talking 40-mile-an-hour gusts, possibly 50-mile-an-hour gusts out here along all the Florida peninsula here. So very windy Sunday. And wherever this low decides to set up, we're going to see strong winds towards the north, as you see with counterclockwise storms. So it's going to be a windy day along the Outer Banks on Sunday. No matter what, we're going to see storms. We're going to see thunder and lightning. This is Sunday morning. It'll be dry down south as the dry air wraps around. But look at this. We're going to see storms coming in off of the Atlantic on Sunday. Could be some nasty storms, thunderstorms, but it's going to be windy. And we're going to see a lot of wind along the north side of this low pressure system. So Sunday is not looking good for the East Coast, especially North Carolina, coastal Carolinas. And then the snow. All right, so that's that. So we know Sunday is going to be nice for most, except for the Outer Banks here. And then we're going to see what kind of potential snow we're going to actually get here along the mountains. Because it just, as we saw the soil temperatures, great link. I'm going to have to put that on the website. Yeah, Derek West, I read a lot about that dynamic cooling effect. That'll be interesting. Lillian, how you doing? Good morning. How you doing? Charlotte, 30 mile an hour. Yeah, it's going to be windy for Charlotte. I mean, I got a map here. We can look at max wind gust for Euro, at least. We can look at, just get an idea. Southeast here. We'll look at maximum winds. Here's kind of waves, too. You kind of get an idea. Look at that. We're going to have, high seas out in the Gulf. This is obviously Sunday. 20-foot waves. Listen. If you know anybody that thinks they're going to go out boating on Sunday in the Gulf of Mexico, forget about it. Dylan Hubbard, are you watching this? What's up, Mr. Chris Hargis? Snow! Chris Roth, how's it going? That's what we're looking at. Rainfall predictions, Carrie? Yeah, I got a spot right here. That's kind of, once you get the habit of where it's at, right here. My little pointer's not working. What's up with that? I got to fix that. Let me fix my, there we go, let's try now. All right, so right here. There's the rain maps. And what's cool about these rain maps, you got your 24-hour rain maps. This is the amount of rain expected from Friday morning to Saturday morning. So pretty heavy rain across the peninsula down in the lower Georgia. And then the 5-day rain maps. This shows you the totals for 5 days. Obviously, our stalled out front is going to bring a lot of rain across the southeast here. Pretty much Interstate 4 northward. Interstate 4. Everything's Interstate 4. And then there's a link to the QPF page right here that you can get into a little more detail. QPF page, that's your quantitative precipitation forecast. And you can look at tomorrow. This is tomorrow rain. This is Saturday rains. Sunday rains. Well, it's actually precip. So obviously, precip can mean snow or rain. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So it's a great page. It kind of gives everything in a nutshell there, what you can see daily for rain totals, amongst a million other links. Flooding potential is showing up here tomorrow from the National Weather Service, so we could see some flooding rains tomorrow. That's that linguini front. And listen, it's going to be hot today. I saw upper 80s in South Florida, man. We had actual, we had almost the summertime storms yesterday across Florida, as Mother Nature thought that it was summer, because it was in the upper 80s in Florida yesterday. All right, so we were looking at something on the Euro. I was looking at maximum wind speeds. I don't know. There's wind gusts. So this kind of gives it in perspective what we can see, maximum wind gust. Anything yellow is 34 plus. This is through the whole event. Most of these winds are on Sunday. But we can see 40, 50 mile an hour wind gusts across the Outer Banks, 30s across all of Carolinas. Here's that big swath of winds here across Florida Sunday as it rolls in. With our low. Low. How low can you go? So, windy Sunday. Very windy Sunday. All right, so, what else we got? All right. So, we got snow potential to talk about. Let's talk about that. Forecasters aren't giving it much chance whatsoever. And I know why. They've seen this a bazillion times. I don't know, though, why the models would be so... Let's look at, like, the Euro ensembles. But I don't recall the models being wrong so bad. Whether or not it sticks, I guess that's the big question. The ground temperature is flirting with freezing. So, anyway. But, people asked about shirts. We are making a race shirt with the car on it, by the way. Hopefully it'll be posted by the weekend. So we'll be able to order the race car shirt. So, secret. So I got Louis hair all over my shirt. So these are the European ensembles. We'll see. I mean, it's definitely going to be cold enough above the surface. The question is, what happens? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, the big dogs are definitely totally thinking that it's going to be a non-event other than higher elevations. But man, I mean, I cannot wait to see. I want to drive up there or fly up there. I saw Allegiant had a $66 ticket. That's cheaper than gas. I want to be there to see because I just, here's the latest GFS 6Z just came out. And, we'll see. This is and the timing would be Saturday night into Sunday morning, a little bit into Sunday morning this weekend. We'll see how far east it goes. There's, and listen, I already saw Fox Weather today talking about snow in northern Georgia. So there's a lot of folks now talking about snow, not only in the mountains. So this is going to be tricky. It's, snow forecasts are either, they bust a lot. Either way, I've seen a lot of times forecasters say, "Oh, it's going to be nothing," and we end up with 6 to 8 inches of snow. But man, I live and die by these models, and rarely the models are this wrong. So, but anyway, there is the GFS latest Euro actual operational run. Showing some heavy totals, 14 inches. But I just don't know. Saturday night, we'll see. Saturday night, man, that'll be very interesting to see if anything falls down in Florida or Georgia. I know now that, let's just say Atlanta, for example. National Weather Service, Fulton County. See, look at that. Atlanta. Now they're talking about snow. See, they're all jumping on board. Even Atlanta, Saturday night, rain, then rain, snow. Sunday, rain, snow, likely. So, hey, look, that's your official National Weather Service office talking about snow in Atlanta. So if it's going to snow in Atlanta, it's going to snow north and east. That's something else, isn't it? All right, let's see where else we can go. Let's go to Asheville and see what they say. If I can find it. Asheville. Oh, you can't click on it. All right. Well, let's go up here and type Asheville with an E. Asheville. All right. Let's see what they say. Because yesterday they didn't even mention S. They didn't mention the word snow yesterday. Oh, look. Rain, snow. Rain, snow. Less than an inch accumulation. Snow in Asheville. It's coming, folks. Derek West, go to Charlotte. Oh, Shelly, I know, all right? I got a busy week. I want to go over there Monday. I want to go snow chasing. I'm gonna fly up Saturday night. It's cheaper than going out to eat with the family and having a bar tab. And that's the truth. I'll save money by going snow chasing. Because when I have Miss Julie with me, it's always just one more. Just one more. Just one more. Check, please, one more. Wow. All right. So the discussions are always fun to read, too. They updated this 6:55 this morning, and I've been reading the tone here, shifting a little bit. Good agreement, rain, changes snow, mountains. Warm conveyor belt moves out, freezing level moves in. So they're waiting on a watch. Big wind. It's going to be really windy. Change of forecast possible. I've heard that before. All right, well, there's that. I'm pretty excited. I woke up this morning expecting to see less snow chances. National Weather Service official forecast showing anything purple is 6 inches plus. And here's your mountain line. Mountain line. There's your mountains. So that's quite a bit east. Well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Another map we can look at. We can look at HR. Not quite there yet. Even our blend map starting to come in. And you know, the temperature thing is the big thing. Let's look at temperatures. Well, let's look at the blend of rain and snow first, and then we'll look at the temperature map, because it's all going to come down to the temperature. If the temperature drops, you know, we originally saw that 540 line days ago. And you're starting to get a little more showing up here right around the Gatlinburg area. Purple, 6, 7, 8 inches. So, you know, anything blue is 2 to 3 inches. This is the this is a blend of models. Remember, a couple days ago, we didn't have blue. A couple days ago, it was only... Now, here's a trend. This was yesterday. Watch it just slowly increase. The models have slowly picked up a little bit. So there was today's latest run, and then basically yesterday. This is 2 days ago, actually. Well, a day and a half ago. See, a day and a half ago, the blend of models. This is all the models combined. So it's kind of a mean average. And now we got that. So the trend is up. Mark Hall says, play poker. Bring eggs. Yeah, you can't toilet paper houses anymore. It's too expensive. You have to, if you can find toilet paper. Temperatures. So the big question is going to be, how cold will it be? This will be big. Then we're going to talk about next week. There's big storms coming next week we got to talk about, unfortunately. So your low temperatures are, they dropped a little bit. Oh, this is Sunday. So here's Sunday when the moisture is going to be around. We got some freezing. See, this is why they're showing snow. I mean, God, it's going to be. Question is, how long will it last, you know? But, you know, I think pink is basically freezing. So we are getting some pockets of, you know, freezing temperatures here. Possibly. So that would definitely enable snowfall. But again, will it stick? It might stick. I don't know. I don't know enough about snow. I'm a hurricane chaser. Paulette, you are cruising the weekend to Western Caribbean. Well, it's going to be extremely windy on Sunday. And it'll slowly get better Monday, Tuesday. So Sunday does not look good as far as winds go. This is Sunday. We're going to be seeing some pretty significant winds out here. Unfortunately, the big ships can't dock when we have winds like this. If you have a day at sea, what the Royal Caribbean usually does is they'll bypass the port of call and come back to it. So let's say you're supposed to dock on Sunday, day at sea on Monday. They'll do their day at sea on Sunday and hopefully come back on Monday when things die down. Here's Monday. So, you know, so it'll be a little bit of wind Monday. And then by Tuesday, it's really nice. So, yeah, bummer, right? So yeah, Derek West, you talk about dynamic cooling. I know a lot. I've read a lot about it. I don't know a lot about it, but it can snow above 32 degrees, 100%. It's going to be Florida roping community. Yeah. It'll be cold above the surface for sure. And what's fun on Levi's site, the 540 line is always fun to look at. That's typically your kind of freezing line. And you can see it all around this low right here. We have a 540 line. So there's going to be definitely be cold air pumping in, you know, from above. But man, you know, it's multi-weather, man. I mean, think about this. First we got storms today, and then really strong storms tomorrow across Florida as our line sets up. As we get into Sunday, we got really strong winds across the south, and then we got storms coming in off the Atlantic on Sunday, and then we got all this big question mark of moisture here coming in. So we got Florida in play, we got South Georgia in play, we got Carolinas in play from storms, and then we got everybody else in play with wintry weather. Like I said, Sunday, most of it's out. Here's Sunday. Maybe not most of it. Well, southeast is, but it's still going to linger Sunday. So if you're hoping for snow, definitely go up there Saturday night and Sunday. All right, so other things to talk about before I lose everybody, is this right here. So I was going to talk about this yesterday, but I figured I'd wait until the SPC posted it. So we got another big dip in the jet stream, and this time around it's looking more likely to see some severe storms again. Deja vu, right? This would be next Wednesday into Thursday night, or Wednesday into overnight Wednesday. I always say Wednesday, Thursday, because it could extend into Thursday morning. And then we get to day 7, and look, it's still going to be going on for more of the northeast Gulf area northward. So pretty rare to have a day 6, day 7 SPC map out from Storm Prediction Center this far out. Very, not very common that their confidence is this strong a week out. So again, unfortunately, more storms next week. It's Groundhog Day, right? Upper Gulf. I'm speaking French. Daffodils. Hey, my mom and dad got azaleas. Rosie, you're welcome. Thank you for watching. What's up, Yoel Diaz, Mister? Got your truck. Love that big old truck. I love my truck. The weather card, James. No, we might have it for a couple races, though. We're working on maybe a couple races. We're excited about Daytona because obviously Speed Weeks has the most amount of press. Have an article coming out in Tampa Tribune this weekend about it. Can't wait for that. Reached out to some Fox folks because Fox is covering the event, so I think some local Fox affiliates might pick up on our car and do some coverage about it. Everybody's like, what does it mean? What do you mean awareness and stuff? Well, a lot of people rely on what I do in the page. And a lot of people rely on our sponsors that are supporting it. And everybody's got the same goal, and that's we're in the storm industry, and now the Florida Division of Emergency Management, FDEM's coming down to support it. They're actually bringing some crew from Tallahassee, and Volusia County EOC is going to be there too. They all basically, we're all in this together. It's when the next storm comes, it's basically to show people, hey, we got your back. Mike's weather page. State of Florida, EOC, just to know that we have a lot of information, and they're going to be bringing a lot of pamphlets and flyers and information on storms and how to prepare and preparedness, and it's mainly just a way to educate people and say, hey, listen, we're here for you, and we got your back. We're going to be there for 2023 and beyond. It's really an exciting opportunity, honestly. I mean, me growing up with NASCAR and I never, 2000 and year 2000 with Julie. In fact, I got the car somewhere. It's in a glass case. We saw Earnhardt's last win at Talladega in 2000, and we've been camping ever since. I mean, Emily's 17 now, and she's been to every year of her life has been camping. So, yeah, we're excited, man. The NASCAR community really is big followers of our page, so it's exciting. So, Derek, I appreciate that, buddy. That was nice of you. Our Amanda Jean, yeah. Well, staying out of that. But anyway, all right, so that's it. So we got this coming next week. Let's briefly show you what it might look like. It's hard to really pinpoint timing and whatnot, but we can start to see this next system really starting to Brew. Here it is. This is the next one coming in. This is coming in hot. This is another dip in the jet stream. And basically, there it is. And, anytime we get these big cutoff, possibly lows that develop, the jet stream becomes very unstable, and we could start to see storms out ahead of it. We had a similar setup not too long ago, and it really didn't pan out. But you can see it starting to set up here Wednesday. This is our low over Texas Wednesday, and you can just see the instability out ahead of it all start to come up, and that's what happens. These low pressures, they dip. They come down here and then they race off here, but they pull everything up with it, and we get these storms following along as this thing moves on out of here. So, dip in the jet stream, a lot of instability in the upper atmosphere, a lot of warm Gulf moist air, all that stuff combines to produce storms. You start looking at things like dew points, and here's your warm dew points next week, 60s and 70s across the south. Anytime you get that, you get the ability for storms to fire up. And you get that big contrast. Look at this. You got 19-degree dew point in Texas and a 65-degree dew point in Texas. So you get this big clash of atmosphere. And this is why Wednesday, Thursday here we're going to be watching the upper Gulf next week again. Deja vu, right? Doesn't look like it might make its way down through. So everybody's wanting to know about the race. Let's go to Tropical Tidbits here. We can zoom in. So it does appear that we might get a squall line Friday next week. Unfortunately, this is the 6Z. You go to 00Z. So we could see, this is our next line coming in. Possibly get some rain Friday across Florida. This is a week from Friday. Next week. This is that backside of that stormy system that they're expecting Wednesday, Thursday. So we could see some rain on Friday. GFS showing it on Friday. Hopefully it's out of here by Sunday. What happens so many times this time of year is we get a lingering front, and the Gulf or Atlantic moisture hangs on, and we get these little showers popping in off the Atlantic. Hopefully not. The way our high pressure out here works is any lingering front can juice things up here for the Florida East Coast. So that's why our Daytona rains a lot, is we get a frontal line that stalls, and we get some moisture pumping in off of the Atlantic. So the GFS is kind of showing it. It's a long way away. Good thing is the Euro is showing it going all the way through. The Euro is showing it to be long gone. Here's next Saturday and Sunday. So let's root for the Euro for sure for next week. And unfortunately, that's bad news that the Euro is showing nothing, because it always changes. But as we get into next week, here's next Friday. This is where we might see rain next Friday across the south with our next front. But it kind of shows it pushing through. And so it does look likely that we can see a frontal line next Friday. And hopefully it's not a couple nice days across the south. Still a little too far away to be certain on any of that stuff. So anyway, what else we got? That's snoring, I know. Attic air. Cold attic air from a linguini front. Yeah, Hunter's really going to town this morning. Yeah, Harold, the race is on Fox Sports 1. Lot of La Nina chats going on. I talk about La Nina every forecast. Don't get wrapped up in the fact that everybody's saying it's going to be a slower hurricane season. It only takes one, and as I've shown before, some of our notorious named storms in the past came in La Nina years. So doesn't mean anything other than maybe not as many numbers. But 2 years ago we had the most. 3 years ago we had the most active season ever, and I don't think anybody remembered any of them but Ida. So it doesn't matter how many names you get. It's that one. So I got caught up in the whole El Nino thing, but looking back, Michael, Florence, 2004, all were in La Nina or El Nino years. El Nino. That's how I always screw them up. So since I can't even get them right, I don't even talk about them anymore. But we're leaning towards El Nino, and you're going to see a lot of buzz about less of a hurricane season. But again, like I said, Michael, Florence were during La Nina. El Nino. Ugh. God, I think I'd get it right by now. Anyway, you'll start seeing that. And I got a La Nina. I have an El Nino. They call it Enzo. But I have a page right here. You can look at weekly outlooks and see what I'm talking about. They post. I think they post this every week. It talks about the Pacific and the waters and the trending and the warmer Pacific waters and I like this map. This is. You can go back to 1950, but basically, 2018 we were in a El Nino year, and obviously we had strong storms in 2018. So, and here's your outlook. You can see it trending upwards to El Nino. We'll see what it means. We look at 2015. That was really strong hurricane season. Let's take a look at 2015. So this number here is the departure from norm, and they measure basically a region of the Pacific, roughly somewhere right here. It's not 100%, but they measure an area in the Pacific, and when that temperature is above normal, then it's El Nino. When it's below normal, it's La Nina. And this is how far off it was from normal. So 15 was almost 2 degrees. That's the highest I think I've in a long time. 0.5 is half a degree warmer than normal. It was almost a degree above normal. But 2015 hurricane season, let's read about it together. So, it had 12 storms. Strongest was Joe Queen. Remember that one? Joe Queen? Is that how you pronounce it? Joe Queen? That was the one in the Bahamas that came up. It was a 931 millibar system. Let's see if I had a picture here. That was really, it really was. There was one that looked like it hit North Carolina and maybe one in Texas. Tropical Storm Bill. Looks like that was Tropical Storm Bill. Erica. There really wasn't anything, but Hurricane, it was Category 4. I remember ramped. Look at September 30th. Imagine that, right? Let's see. September 30th. 155-mile-an-hour winds. So it was right on top of. Here was the path. Got pushed on out to sea. Actually went all the way over to the other coast. Made that big trek across the Atlantic. So anyway, that was, so whatever. Only takes one, right? That's right, Tom. That was that ship. I remember the big cargo ship went down. RE Riggs, you're probably right about that. El Nino has more tornadoes. That's because the jet stream becomes a little more displaced down. In fact, let me see here. Let's see if I can find the jet stream forecast. Oh, I have it down here. Well, does it show the jet stream on my page? I always like to look at the jet stream. No, that doesn't have the jet stream. There's a good one though I can find here. Let's see if I can find a good jet stream imagery. This is a good one. I was making sure this wasn't winter, but this is basically it. The polar jet stream slides north. Let's see, right now, La Nina, the reason our storms are developing so much in the south here is we're getting a bigger dip in the jet stream. And this jet stream moves north during El Nino, and we get a secondary, they call it a Pacific jet stream, that comes across the south. And of course, as this thing wiggles and wobbles, we get tornadoes, as RE Riggs mentions. Correct. So it's all placement of the jet stream. And yeah, this should induce shear, but as we saw, it doesn't always mean we won't still have a storm. So I don't get all wrapped up in that stuff. But I'm really anxious to start seeing. So here, look tomorrow. This is interesting. So I was kind of surprised to wake up this morning and see yellow across Florida. I don't know if they mentioned tornadoes or not, though. Let's see. Saturday morning. Dew points in the 60s. Well, it says maybe a tornado risk tomorrow. That's tomorrow, Saturday. Probably 2%. Oh, they got a 5%. Holy cow. Well, that's interesting. So tomorrow, we probably have a tornado watch up. Usually when we have brown 5%, we'll get a tornado watch. So that's interesting. So it could be a stormy day tomorrow across Florida. Dew points in the 60s. And as we saw with our future radar here, look at this. We'll zoom in a little closer to tomorrow. But we're going to see a lot of juice out here in the Gulf of Mexico tomorrow. This is what it's going to look like tomorrow. That's overnight. We got to get a 12Z. But here it comes. All this instability tomorrow out ahead of our approaching drier. That's so crazy. This is amazing. This is the coast. This is our low, man. It's going to be amazingly windy day on Sunday. I've never seen it like that roll in that quick behind a system here. That's just unheard of. Let's look at little click. I thought I'd be a master at clicking, but I failed miserably. All right, southeast. Let's go back to water vapor. Oh, it's gonna go 12Z. Look at that, man. That is wow, man, that's amazing. You can see our low pressure right across Georgia. That is incredible. Man, I'm going to post that. But as far as instability goes, supercells, we'll see tomorrow. I mean, there it is. That's why we have possibility of tornadoes tomorrow. I-4 north. Those brighter colors indicate areas where we could see stronger supercells tomorrow. And some of our tornado parameters tomorrow, yeah, they're showing about the same. So this little area right here, they're worried about. I-4 north, this area right here, could be some storms to watch. tomorrow. Tomorrow, if tomorrow never comes. All right. Anything else we can chit-chat about? I'm going to read some comments here. Appreciate y'all watching. I need to get out my socks. Brad, hey, appreciate the stars, buddy. Brian, thank you. Thank you, Miss Katie Haley. Hope you guys are doing well up there. Loretta Reed, good morning. Let's see here. Oh, Kenneth James' funeral. Sorry to hear that, buddy. There you go. Well, lots of spinach. Buy the extended warranty. Shelly. We joked about the warranty last year. And I think I answered the phone a couple times during our daily brews during hurricane season. And turned out I blew my truck up in Ian. So everybody's like, you should have got the extended warranty. Corrine, the race at Daytona is at night, or I think it's 5 p.m. It's later Saturday. Teresa Sampson, can't wait for the cruise. Me too. As soon as NASCAR's done, it is all cruise for me until March. It is going to be fun times. So, all right. Well, hey, I got a video. It's almost been an hour, so I got to do a podcast here in just a few minutes. So I'm gonna post that later. It's a video actually. So I got my shirt on. See, fresh with Louis hair. So I'm gonna do that podcast or video with NASCAR and share it later. And I'll keep you guys posted if I decide to go north, because because we started talking about this snow how long ago? I don't even know. Forever ago. Because I love models. And let's take a look at some photos here and see how far back we were talking about snow. Probably Monday. Yeah, I don't know. I started posting maps Monday, I think it was. Started getting hate mail. You can't do that. This is one this morning. This is the Euro ensembles, Euro GFS. I don't know. Uh-oh, phone's ringing. Don't know who that is. All right, well, hey, listen, everybody, have a great day. Thanks so much for watching. Got a lot of weather to talk about. Storms today, storms tomorrow. Here we go. This is live right now, right across near Tallahassee, happening now. Big old storms are going to be brewing out here in the Gulf of Mexico later tonight. These little guys right here are going to get a push and make their way into Florida tomorrow. This area right here, they're watching for tornadoes tomorrow. And then it's going to wrap itself around and enter the Carolinas later tomorrow into Sunday. And then we got a windy day across the southeast on Sunday for sure. But this is what we're watching. There's our low setting up. You can see it already spinning here. Let's see if we can really see it. Oh, I know where we can really see it. Let's go to Weather Nerds. And we can look at water vapor loop probably and see it really nice. Well, let's put it in loopy mode. And here's our low somewhere right here. See it? Look at that. That's pretty cool. Look at all that lightning out there. There's a lot of lightning in the Gulf. But there's our low right here. You can see it setting up. See? About right there. This is going to dip around. And all this energy is moving towards Florida tomorrow. Pretty cool, isn't it? All right, well, listen, we appreciate everybody joining along. You can become a MWP subscriber for $5 a month. It helps a lot. We give you perks. We mail Christmas cards and stickers and shirts for Cat 5s. So, appreciate all the support out there for people. Really means a lot for what we do. and you get to see your race car at Daytona. You can say, I'm part of that. So appreciate it. All right, we'll see y'all Monday for sure. Then that might be the only live next week, depending on when I get to Daytona. So, all right. Y'all have a great day. Mr. Mike Sherman, how's it going out west? They're going great. And we'll see you. Have a great weekend. Bye.